Welcome back to Same Mom, Different Dads. I'm Coty.
I'm Julian.
And it's been a while. Happy 2026. It's been 5 months since we've last released. I didn't even realize it was that long.
I thought it was just like 3.
I thought it was too, but I mean, considering we'll get into that in a bit, but what happened in November and we're in March now.
Oh my gosh. It kind of feels weird doing this, but like
I think
when we were setting up, yeah, definitely the longest break we've had. But when we were setting up, it kind of went by quickly, like just like hopping back into it, trying to find the flow again. But I didn't realize that it was 5 months.
5 months.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot has happened. Happy Melanin March. Happy spring. Today is coincidentally the anniversary to Brandy's Full Moon album. You know, we are some brand stands, some stars. And just
it's really sick how like engraved Brandy is
into our flow.
Right. Like I just hate it so much, but it's so good.
Right. I mean, because probably by the next time we film, we'll be able to talk about
oh yeah,
when her event release, for her book release.
Because we are going to that, of course.
Right. Oh, we didn't even talk about the concert.
We did on the unreleased episode that we have that we will drop.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's also a reason why we were gone for 5 months now, because we had an episode, but we put it on pause and it was ready to go. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But speaking of full moons, the other night there was a lunar eclipse. Did you catch it or did you hear anything about that?
I was about to expose myself. I was somewhere, and it's not like that somewhere, but I was just somewhere that
a weeknight
that I'm not supposed to be. And I actually was like walking, and I look up and I like saw that the moon was like orange or whatever.
Interesting. That's your business.
No, it's not like that, but I was at Target.
Oh, funny thing is, that evening, I noticed that the moon was just really prominent. And then I looked up when the March full moon was. And then I stumbled across information that there was going to be a lunar eclipse. Coincidentally, that night, my bladder woke me up right when it was happening. And I saw the eclipse. And it was cool, like the actual peak of the red and the blood moon.
Did you take a picture? Because I didn't see it.
I did. I put it on my close friends.
I didn't see it then.
Like you're not there. No. But let's I want to take a turn and talk about what occurred in our break. Life has been happening, and I didn't even prepare a way to talk about this, but the day before Thanksgiving, my father suddenly passed away. It's a phone call that you never want to get, but also for this situation, didn't see coming. Sometimes when there's a death, there's either some kind of drawn out process, like let's say you find out someone's ill or they've been severely injured, and then that runs its course. Or sometimes, unfortunately, something is sudden, and you kind of play in your mind with what feels better, and there's nothing that feels better. It's still a big gut punch, but for me, it was a sudden thing, and I'm still coping with the reality of the situation. Family dynamics suck when there's a death in the family.
Right.
So what I will say is I love my father. Rest in peace to him. And no matter what age you're in, just get your ducks in line. Like, get a life insurance policy. If you have assets or things that need to be distributed, put on some kind of piece of paper where you want those things to go. Maybe revisit it every few years or so, because last thing you want is people bickering over petty shit. And that really, really took away from me being able to grieve, unfortunately, with all the chaos swarming the situation.
Right. I really wish like we could like just tell that whole experience, because honestly, it's like really fucking crazy.
It really is. And I know it might seem like I'm chuckling, but because it's so fucking crazy.
But like our really close friends know exactly what we experience. But I feel like it's very we talked about this in the episode that we didn't put out yet. We are going to put that out, but it's how we were saying we are in that phase of like where we're getting older, but also our family is getting older, our parents are getting older, and eventually we're not going to be here either. And it just reminded me back to our very first episode of why we started the podcast, specifically for me. I knew that I wanted to leave something behind, whether like in a creative way, that really highlighted who I was as an individual, but also like it reminded me of how family centered we are and how family centered and oriented this podcast is. Like literally it's in the name, same mom, different dads. And it's not just about us like getting up here talking about topics and like bringing people on and stuff like that. Like it really is about the dynamics that we have. It's about our family too. And I know that when my dad passed away, it was this podcast also was like a catalyst for me to just like honor myself, but also like keep in mind that like I'm here to like serve other people in a way. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it really makes you respect the cycle of life. You know, we're always told that life is temporary, but the more you lose people around you, and unfortunately when some of those losses are sudden, it's a huge reminder that life is temporary and all you have is your last impression on people. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this podcast is very family oriented as far as the title, and we want like our viewers to feel like part of the family too. So it's cool when y'all come up and, you know, first of all, you should say hi. But when you skip saying hi, be like, where your brother at? Be like, who the fuck are you? No, but like it's also cool when y'all do that, because that lets us know that y'all are connecting on the level that we want you guys to.
That's intended, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still adjusting. I told myself that no later than April, I will start therapy to help myself continue to process what was going on, what has happened. Like I said, there was so much turmoil and family drama that was a distraction to what I should have been allowing myself to feel. But the grieving hits the back burner when you have to make arrangements for things, right, and you're making phone calls, and it almost becomes a focus on the tasks and not so much the situation at hand, at least for myself.
Have you, I don't know. I feel like you're still processing a lot, or you haven't really processed it all. Just like speaking on what I went through when my dad passed, and then this, you don't expect to die, but this unexpectedly happening out of nowhere the day before Thanksgiving. Like I felt all of the emotions that I experienced when my dad died. And that was a drawn out situation too, because he was in the hospital for almost a month and a half. And so I feel like you giving yourself that timeline, but really stick to it to get into therapy, I feel like that is something that you need to do. And I like that you're giving yourself the time to like do it, but you really should do it.
No, I totally agree. And like, I have to let the dust settle. First, it was the initial moment. Then it was family things popping off. Then there's still arrangements that still have to be made, and like, right, I said, like that, unfortunately, the way my brain works, it's a distraction from, like I said, the situation at hand. So as the dust continues to settle, then I can tap back into the things that I should be feeling, and seek help to help organize those thoughts, because I had a whirlwind of an end of the year and beginning of the year, with my father's death being the day before Thanksgiving, and then his funeral service being 2 days after the New Year. So with us now filming 2 months later, it's still fresh, and there's still so much going on in my mind. So definitely want to stick true to the timeline that I created for myself, to help move forward. Well, I would like to switch gears. Nothing feels better than having a common enemy with somebody. Dragging a bitch can always turn the mood around. And
right.
I'm assuming if you've listened thus far, we all have a common enemy in our president of this country.
Y'all's president.
Right. Like our president by definition. But besides my internal conflict, we are at war.
Right.
And it's crazy because we're trying to figure out, like, are we actually at war, or are we not?
And what's going to happen the next morning after we wake up? Because this nigga is always doing something while we are asleep.
Always.
We wake up to something that is a headline, something drastic has happened, and it's like, here we go again. And it's like a surprise every time that we wake up.
Right. And it's like only Congress can declare war, but every time you turn on the TV, the coverage is U.S., Israel, Iran war. So which one is it? And unfortunately, Trump is playing with our lives. Like he said, like I said, people will die when you go to war. People will die. And this is also someone that built a campaign around not having a war. And here we are. So, I mean, obviously there's a bait and switch in getting people to vote for it. Well, I didn't vote for him. Oh my gosh, this reminded me of a topic that I kind of wanted to bring up, but I don't know if we should talk about it. Okay, if anything, maybe I think I might need to tighten this.
It's Trump related?
Because it keeps going down. In a way, because, okay, maybe we can take this out if we want to, but quick side note, it is related. Plies made a video, and, you know, he's like, after watching what just happened with the primaries in Texas and how the Latino voters once again
voted for a white man.
Yeah, he's like, Plies was like, I don't know who y'all stand for. He was like, I thought we were fighting the same fight. And unfortunately, every time it comes to checking the box on the ballot, y'all, you know, not all of you, but numbers wise, there's always a big turn in the result.
What really just boggles my mind is like this, well, not boggles my mind, it just like further proves that this country, the people in it are really fucking stupid. Like really stupid. And I don't know where are they?
Our education system, this man dismantled the Department of Education. Like that's where it goes. He says stupid people love me. Like he's
but it's
not
just like,
wrong.
where are they? Because I feel like I'm just so like sheltered when it comes to seeing like, I guess the other side of the world.
Well,
I've traveled and stuff.
We live in Los
like,
Angeles.
I know, but it's just like I don't know why we're always here. Like it just feels like this country will never get it right.
This is not a real representation of America and Los Angeles. When you travel to random places in the middle of this country,
right,
is when you see the real America. That's
even
when
in the middle
feel the real America.
Even in the middle of California, it's very pro-Trump. It's farms.
Not
everywhere.
even the middle. Literally, once you leave metropolitan LA,
right.
I used to work in Santa Clarita, and over there, everyone had Blue Lives Matters bumper stickers. The kids out there, they wanted to be cops. And then Orange County.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with being
right.
Let me not, because I got family members that are cops.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, they want to be sheriffs, but like, that's their dream, you know? And then, I mean, you know, not to completely shit on cops, but let's just say we don't get treated by cops the way that we should. So we're always going to have that tainted perspective.
Right.
You know,
and how can you not, though?
It's
like, it's not like they're here to actually protect you and to serve you. Like,
no, they're here to catch you up.
Right.
Unfortunately, for people that look like us, something as simple as getting pulled over, our minds don't go to, oh shit, I'm gonna get a ticket. My mind goes to, oh shit, I might get arrested on some bullshit, all the way down to some disturbing the peace or being resistant, and that's some stuff that can go either way on paper.
That's in our DNA. Because whenever I see the cops, I'm like, fuck, I never feel like they're here to like really be there for me and be like something that can help like either save me or direct me or I never feel like that. My emotions, my like fight or flight kicks in.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is gonna happen? Like, and whenever like they pass by me, I'm like, great, like get the fuck away from me.
No, for real.
I want no problems.
Right. So like back to what the real America looks like, and it doesn't look like this diverse bubble of Los Angeles that we live in. And it's funny because most of the red states are statistically undereducated.
Right. And but why is it like so prominent? Like, how is it that all of these people are uneducated and just like essentially brainwashed? Honestly, because like, how can you
uneducated, brainwashed kind of go hand in hand?
How can you listen to Trump and think he is the pillar of the country? Like, how can you look at him as a leader?
Well, when you lack critical thinking skills, you're not thinking about things beyond the surface. So they're not going further into, I mean, you know, those reels and TikToks of the Trump supporters being interviewed on the streets by people kind of like
with and they're like, I love watching those
they're
videos.
like, oh, well, how do you feel about the tariffs or something? And they're like, oh, well, yeah, those countries need to pay them. But then the person interviewing is like, what do you realize as it narrows down, it's the consumer that's actually paying for more. And they're like, oh, well, but the like, oh my gosh, everybody, like I said, open a damn book, question everything, and do your own research. There's just too much word of mouth. But
you know, but who also lacks critical thinking in this moment? I meant like with the Trump and like the war and all this stuff.
Who?
It's very disappointing to some.
Nicki Minaj?
Right.
Nicki Minaj.
I want to say though, I got the chance to meet her and work with her, and she was nice to me. Like, I went into that situation and I thought, dang, is she going to be like a diva? Like, is it going to be very tense? It was not at all. Like, I have a picture. Have I shown you my picture?
Yeah.
With her? Okay, yeah. I have a picture with her. She didn't approve the picture, so I couldn't post it. She didn't approve none of the pictures. But it is crazy to see where she is now. And I feel like she's not even worried about her career anymore. I don't even know what level of thinking she's on. Is she just here right now to serve for her family? Like, look out only for her family and her husband? Like, it's just, I hope we can get some answers eventually, because this whole flip is just mind blowing.
It is, because there's a performance of hers that dates back to about maybe 2017, 2018 or something. And she telling everybody in the audience, I need y'all to, you know, stay in school, be smart, and don't be no brainless bitch like Melania. And then now fast forward to 2026, you in the White House smiling in this man's face. Also, I don't know if I would have a bitch in my house after they called my wife brainless.
They both stupid. All of them.
There you go. There you go. The lack of critical thinking. But to wrap up our Trump segment, I do want to shed some light on how, of course, we know he is one of the most inappropriate people ever, and everything he does surrounds is a lack of decorum. But one thing that really ticked me off is that during Black History Month, there was a video posted by the White House that was AI, and it depicted Michelle and Barack Obama as a gorilla and a fucking monkey. And Trump tried to cover it up by saying, first, he didn't see the video in its entirety. And then he said, well, it's supposed to be inspired by The Lion King, in which in The Lion King, there is no monkey and no gorilla. There's only Rafiki the baboon. Like,
are there really no monkeys in The Lion King?
There's for sure no gorilla. I do not recall a gorilla.
Yeah, me neither.
And a monkey maybe, but I don't even think there's monkeys. There's literally Rafiki, and like, that's it.
I just hate how like it's always something with this administration, and they're always flipping the narrative. And I've never heard this phrase more than now, is word salad.
Yeah.
Like,
but it is.
Like, I've heard it used so much, and everything that the administration says is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo and like just flipping things. The press secretary,
Kristi Noem.
No. That's another one. She be flipping shit.
The girl with the blonde hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
She needs an Oscar or something because she be on her job.
But look,
like, she don't let nothing slide without having a rebuttal, not having some kind of receipt to like back up her false claims and all of the lies. Low-key, I live for her because the way she can spin some shit, I'd be amazed.
And then people were looking at me sideways when I was like, yeah, putting a white blonde lady up there to take that heat was strategic.
That's very true.
Right? Like, they're going to press her, but they're not going to go as hard as even, what was the previous girl? She was black with the curly hair, right?
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
But like,
shout out to her.
They're not, right? Shout out to her.
She's also a lesbian.
Shout out to her. But like, they're not going to go as hard on.
I'm pretty sure she's a lesbian.
Oh, hold on. Don't be speaking on her kitty cat like that. But like everything is strategic, but when you have people that examine the current social state of our country that are like, oh, well, how do we get so divided and this and that? But like, it's really trickling down from the top. Like, we had like Trump questioning first Barack Obama's blackness, and then Kamala Harris being Indian and black. Like, people can't be two things at fucking once. And then last year on Valentine's Day, the White House posted a Valentine's Day gram saying, roses are red, violets are blue, come here illegally and we'll deport you, with like pink hearts and shit.
Their social media has been extremely, extremely out of pocket.
Right.
What is, not regal, but like, what is that? Like, when you're supposed to be like, have some kind of decorum in politics? I can't think of the word right now.
At the bare minimum, professionalism.
Right. But they be low down dirty, and now it's really changing the tide of politics, of how
and the
everyone
social
else,
construct of the country,
and how everyone else needs to fall in line and play dirty as well. And shout out to Kristi Noem for getting fired, because that bitch is crazy.
Shout out to her for getting fired. It's hilarious. But like, it really unfortunately plays a part in how people are acting on the streets. And the self-righteousness that they're experiencing, like the go back to your country, we're hearing more of that now. And let's be clear, racism was never dormant. If anything, the volume was turned down. So I don't know. I hope maybe you feel like you lived in a bubble to where you could possibly even say that it wasn't happening, but the volume was just turned down. But it's once again very loud again, and we are going backwards. So it's not about being red, blue, or anything in between. It's just about fucking humanity,
right?
And treating humans as such, and not snatching people off the streets.
And that's what it's about. But also, I feel like until Black people are treated properly in this country, until we get our things, until we get our reparations, until we get our respect, until we get everything that is owed to us
by the world,
period, not even just this country, by the world, nothing will be right. Until Black people are treated properly in this country, nothing will be right, because the fight that Black people have put into this country has really trickled down to every minority group. So whatever the Black people are leading, it's always going to trickle down. Until Black people are treated correctly, nothing in this country will go right.
Absolutely.
But speaking of the black girls,
okay.
Real Housewives of Atlanta will be back. They're premiering on my birthday. My birthday is April 5th, Easter Sunday. Yes. The trailer dropped and it's showing 2 new housewives, I believe. K. Michelle and Pinky Cole, who is the slutty vegan owner. And of course, we're going to get the mess with Atlanta Housewives. Although a lot of the commentary now surrounding the show is like, it's kind of giving Love and Hip Hop-ish. It's giving a little too urban of a feel of the Housewives. But I feel like that's just the culture.
Thank you. Right. It's Atlanta.
Right.
It's black.
Right.
It's gonna have that feel. Even back to when it started, it just had that, I don't know, I just instantly gravitated to it, maybe because I am black, but it just felt more real. And the way that they talk to each other and throw shade at each other, literally no other franchise can do that. So if they want to say it is Love and Hip Hop, I feel like that's like a little bit of, I don't know. I can't think of the word right now, but that's, it's really escaping me.
It's like a slight.
Yeah. Because that's the black culture. So if Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is a black culture or whatever, and so is Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I disagree with that. Did you see how Angela told Pinky she looked like Mr. Clean and Papa Smurf?
And I love how that's in the very beginning of the trailer. Like, Angela's gonna eat. Like, she ate last season was her first season. She ate down. This season, like she lets us into her life as well. Like a lot of the housewives, Giselle, like she didn't even get a package in the reunion.
She didn't get a package.
Like, she don't share anything about her life, but like
what's going on.
And I think that's why a lot of people love the Atlanta franchises, because you really get,
it's candid,
right? You really get the authenticity behind all of them. And Nene, who's
not
literally
Little Miss Text and Drive.
That video was old. Nene, who's literally Atlanta royalty, she's finally coming back to Bravo and going to be a part of the ultimate road trip. Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see how they're going to like not only put her on that show, but I hope it's setting her up to come back on the Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah, I hope it opens doors for her to come back to the franchise. She said that she and Andy have a good relationship again. So I'm excited to see that. But you mentioned Giselle at Potomac. The Potomac reunion recently aired. A couple of things that stood out to me was Karen telling Wendy to shut the fuck up. I'm like, I don't know, is that her little prison coming out a little bit? She had to jump in the ring and check
getting her hair done with everybody else's hair.
Oh my gosh, Karen had those braids and she was like, yeah, everybody gave me some of their extensions, and her daughter Raven was like, wait, what? I don't know.
Do you think she took accountability in her interview with what's his name? Andy. I don't know why I wanted to say Ryan. It was
kind of like all over the place.
Right.
I don't know. Girl, you have enough money. Just get a fucking driver and do whatever you want.
I mean, yeah.
Right.
And then also
Wendy and Eddie,
they're going to be tried separately. And a lot of people are speculating that Eddie is going to take the fall for everything. Yeah. Do you think they did this? It doesn't look like they didn't do it. Right? The way that they're going about it, especially Wendy, like how she's acting, how very like somber she is about everything. It's like she knows that something bad is imminent.
She doesn't look like she's been hit with a false accusation.
Right. Because I know if I didn't do nothing.
Bitch, I ain't do shit. You got me fucked up.
Right. But also you can't like outwardly say things like that with with like an open case. So it's just like, what is going to be their D-Day? Like, how is it going to play out? Do you know when they go to court?
I don't, but I guess if Wendy's having a speedy trial, we're going to find out soon.
Right.
But yeah.
Do you think, are they filming?
Happy Eddie ain't going to be happy too much after.
I really hope they don't.
Although I am, I make my jokes or whatever, I truly hope they are not guilty. Just as Karen said, Wendy Karen and Andy. Wendy is a standout housewife. She's very accomplished. When she told Ashley, said, "I don't vilify my accomplishments," and Wendy said, "Well, you don't have any."
Right.
Like, Wendy's very accomplished. She is, well, a positive influence for the Black and African community. So I truly hope this doesn't turn out that way.
Right. And I feel like she's keeping up appearances right now. Like how
you got to keep moving normally.
Yeah.
Eek. Right. But I want to change gears.
You change gears a lot.
Right. That's what Andy always says. No, Andy says, I want to move on.
Right.
But I want to introduce a new segment to Same Mom, Different Dads. And I'm trying to figure out the name. We're trying to figure out the name of it. And so far we're going with, were they wrong or can you blame them? And first on the docket for were they wrong or can you blame them is Tyra Banks. The reality check Inside America's Next Top Model documentary finally aired. I know I was at the edge of my seat ready to watch because we finally get some insight in here from Tyra.
Right. I was
about America's Next Top Model, because during the pandemic, we all rewatched a lot of shows.
We did? I didn't rewatch it.
We didn't rewatch. We all rewatched a lot of shows, and a lot of the masses picked up on America's Next Top Model. We rewatched Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
I also watched what's the hospital show? Dang.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And How to Get Away with Murder.
Right. So so we went back a couple pages in the book to binge, and the problem with binging certain shows in the 2020s, shows that happened before 2005 or 2010, there was a different social era. And I am indifferent about some of the scrutiny that Tyra Banks is receiving, because although some things were blatantly out of line, and I'll touch on those shortly, but Tyra was also doing nothing but representing what the modeling industry was back then. And she was pushing for diversity, and she did bring people that of different looks and colors onto our screens.
So you're supporting Tyra? Is that what you're saying?
No, I did say she did blatantly do some things that were wrong.
But you're still supporting Tyra, because that's exactly what she said in the documentary.
I said I feel indifferent.
No, she said no, absolutely not.
I said I feel indifferent. Now Tyra said. This is what you got to do when somebody call you out and you don't tell them that they're right. Here's what you do. You sit there and you say, thank you for calling me out. Thank you for holding me accountable. And I hope you hold everybody else accountable around you.
Including yourself. Because you've done some things as well. That's exactly what she said.
She flipped that shit right back.
I feel her, though, to be honest. Like, it was a sign of the times. Unfortunately, when you look back, hindsight is always 20/20. But it really was a sign of the time. We were eating it up. Ratings were through the roof for that fucking show.
Right, and she said, oh, well, you guys were demanding it, and then people are tweeting, well, I was 12 and I wasn't demanding it. If you turned it on, especially back then in the age that there wasn't really much DVR or YouTube or something, you intentionally put it on that channel. Right. That is demand.
Right. It was a good show in the beginning.
It was kind.
I forgot when I fell off. I think maybe the Eva season after that I stopped watching. I don't know how, but it lasted hella long. Yeah. And now she's trying to bring it back for cycle 25. I don't know how that's going to be perceived.
I feel like if she plays it right, this could be her redemption. She can apply the 2026 lens and perspective on and try to do things in a better way socially and actually put forth her original motive.
I don't know. I mean
sure that
she's selling hot ice cream, Coty. That's kind of not bizarre, but it's just like she might be up to her same antics. Like she might be up to her same antics with this cycle.
I don't know. I have hope for her, but quick mention on the Shandy storyline.
Right. I didn't realize that.
That was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was completely fucked up. So that's something that I'm not walking with Tyra in, and how she wants to hide her hands in that situation. The camera's following her, then the Shandy getting SA'd while people are in the room, and whether she was getting SA'd or not, you're like, is that not a time for them to cut the cameras?
But like at the same time, it's reality TV.
Right.
And that was during the time, well, the cameras was just, they kept rolling. Like that's what was happening. And there's always shows during that time that like showed sex happening. Even nowadays, like you turn on Netflix, like all the dating shows, they literally show them fucking.
True.
Like not how, I don't know. Like I'm not trying to say like the producers should have known that that was what was going on, but also like everybody was drunk in the hot tub.
Right.
They invited like random dudes that they just had met. Like, you know, it's that might happen on a regular like time you go out.
No comment.
Right. Right. But also we are not laughing at what she said happened to her. Like not at all.
No.
But it's just like, that just goes with the narrative. Like it really was just the time that it was happening in. But what was fucked up, to be honest, is Tyra not going to go visit Miss J when he had a stroke. Like that's crazy. Like honestly, like you spend so much time in the industry just like working with people that you become extremely close.
Even when you don't even consistently work on the same project and you work on something here and there.
Right.
Like, you always feel that same sense of camaraderie from your first project.
Right. And when you work on projects, it's super long hours. And like you're in a creative space, like you're vibing with other people. So those connections really do become strong. And for them to have the history that they have, he literally taught her how to walk when she was like 16, 17 years old. That's really crazy. There has to be something more there of what she just went off the rail for, and just like really like all three of them out, Miss J, Mr. J, and Nigel. Like, wait, is Nigel his name? Yeah. Yeah. Like how they just stopped working with them. There's a lot more I feel like that we didn't get.
Yeah, because Mr. J claims that, well, not claims, but Mr. J and Tyra were best friends when the show initially started. And for him to just kind of allow all of the heat to go into Tyra to me is a little bit unfair, because sure, Tyra could have played a hand creatively, blah, 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 but he was still at these, at the challenges, encouraging these girls to keep pushing through.
Right, we're gonna make you black. Like,
yeah, it's like
that's not what the homeless episode.
I know you're freezing cold right now, but do you want to get that shot?
Right.
If you quit the photo shoot, you're instantly gonna get eliminated. But do you want to go back to Walgreens? That's the industry. Right. If you've ever been on any kind of casting call or something, they will talk about your appearance like a t-shirt on the rack. Right. And unfortunately, you can always get a new t-shirt or tweak a t-shirt, but your face, your body or something, the way they will talk about it can hurt your feelings. But at that point, you are either the product or a vehicle for a product. So they do have their ideas for images, even like making the band or something like that.
Sarah ain't hip hop,
right?
When he told Juanita,
but sometimes like it'd be fucked up. But once they put it all together, it's like, damn, like that kind of makes sense.
But someone who's not catching any kind of heat is Janice Dickinson, and she was the biggest villain on that show. Like even in the moment, I know I would watch it and I'd be like, damn, that's fucked up to say. That's super mean. Like, did she really just say that? Like, but I haven't heard anybody giving her any backlash.
I totally agree. Next up on the docket for Were They Wrong or Can You Blame Them is Jela from Baddies. Jela was also on Bad Girls Club. And let me just say, like, I really fucked with Jela. I was riding for her because she holds everybody accountable for saying the N-word that is not black. There was a white girl on her season that she snatched up for saying it. And then there was a non-Afro-Latina Puerto Rican on Baddies.
That's crazy to say.
on Baddies that was just letting the N-word fly out of her mouth all willy-nilly. And Jela, held her accountable too. So my thing is, if you have this much energy for people saying the N-word, why in a tweet would you find it necessary to comment on someone on your glam team? She said that the guy had a faggy, and can I say that? I said it now. The guy had faggy and fatherless behavior. Hating on women unprovoked is nasty work.
Yikes.
And then she doubled down and said, niggas like him hate themselves, so they spew hate onto others.
Yikes.
It's faggy and fatherless behavior.
Yikes.
I'm not apologizing either. Fuck him.
Yikes.
So she was
Can
trying to, let me just
okay.
real quick. She was trying to defend her statement by saying, yeah, I said that word, and kind of like I fuck with the gays, but I wasn't talking to everybody. I was only talking to him. That was her argument. And obviously I disagree with that, because if you throw a slur, it's a slur.
Right. I was just going to say, it's really annoying, but I hate how women, specifically like straight women, use the act of like going back and forth as like something that is like a punch down on
as
a guy.
emasculating for a man, like a man arguing with a woman.
Like
to an extent, I get it though. If the man going too hard, you're still talking to a woman. But
also,
if you want to argue, you want to argue.
I was still like trying to get my point across, but also, like this happened to me on Instagram.
Oh,
like I was sticking up for my homegirl.
You were being faggy and fatherless.
I was sticking up for my homegirl because she was going viral, and someone just like said incorrect information, and I just commented back to them, and I was like, no, this is actually what happened. This person said this, and the full like video, you should reference that. And it was like 7:00 in the morning, and she was like, it's too early for you to be going back and forth with a woman, and she blocked me. So I really couldn't say nothing back then. I was so annoyed because it was like I wasn't even going back and forth with you. I was literally just commenting on something that was incorrect that you said, and it was literally debunking everything that she was saying. That's why I feel like she got in her feelings.
Right, and everything isn't going back and forth.
Right. If you want to go back and forth, I can go back and forth.
Right. But like it begs the question, like, how far is too far for women to possess this mentality but still work with the gays and be amongst the gays and like use gay lingo and vernacular, such as like, is it inappropriate for women to use the word punk? I kind of think it is.
Yeah, I feel like that is a slur, like for real. Even though like I feel like that's the F word, the N word. Yeah, how like you are like literally. I hate to say like taking back the word and its power.
No, so they reclaim it.
Yeah, but it's just like certain words can be triggers, and certain words.
Even the B word.
Yeah, right. Certain words that you can say that might come off as shady, but also is very derogatory.
Yeah, right. And especially in certain tones and contexts, you know how you meant it. But like, women should not be saying the F word. Women should not be saying punk, because especially someone like her that feels so passionately about non-black people saying the N word, then why can't you respect that same principle for the gays in the terms that they use amongst each other? But even you have Young Miami, aka Carisha, saying, it's tea when you see them two fingers touching, which comes from like a ballroom hand clap that's celebratory, even though people have turned it into this. It's not this, it is this. Which is
what is this? I
hate it so much. It's so awkward. It's the middle finger and the thumb. But even she has this song now, which I don't know if she will even admit it, inspired by gay culture indirectly. But she has homophobic tweets in the past that say if her son was gay, she wouldn't want him to be gay. Were they wrong, or can you blame them? They were wrong.
Well, let me tell you where we can place some blame.
Okay.
Because they were wrong. So this isn't like new news, but during the BAFTA Awards, Michael B. Jordan and what's his name? Delroy Lindo were presenting during the BAFTAs, and for whatever reason, someone had a tick.
For whatever reason.
His
Tourette's syndrome
that Tourette's
caused him to have a tick.
That's not
for whatever reason.
No, what I'm saying,
that's
you didn't let me
Tourette's
finish. For whatever reason, somebody had a tick, and the Tourette's tick made him say the N-word while they were presenting. What's his name? John Davidson. John Davidson, for whatever reason, just blurted out the N-word to them while they were presenting, completely just like overshadowing
I wouldn't
the
say
night.
like for whatever reason, there's a little bit of there's a little bit of understanding for people with Tourette's and their impulses being involuntary,
so
right?
If there were white people on stage, do you think he would have said the N-word tick? Slur?
No, he didn't.
He would have said something else. But he wouldn't have said.
Now, I will say him having that tick is rooted from something somewhere. Why is that ingrained in your brain as a tick? Even on that show, I think it's called Ballon Out Loud that I was watching for a little bit. One of her tics is when she sees a bald person, she has to say, "You're bald."
You shouldn't laugh, right? No.
I mean, it's funny. But like, what lined up in this man's world somewhere along in his development to associate the N-word with the hard ER for black people? And then he issued a statement, but it wasn't an apology. The statement was just
to understand
an explanation about how tics work. And girl, that wasn't the confusion. All you had to say was, yeah, this is how my tics work. And unfortunately, I had this word come out. I'm sorry. And during Black History Month, blurting that out with two black men on the stage is out of line. So were they wrong or can you blame them? I'm going to say wrong.
Oh, that was a part of that?
Yeah.
Oh, dead ass wrong.
Completely wrong, because I would have given him this much credit if he would have at least apologized in the statement.
Somebody needs to whip his ass.
Right. And if he want to call him an N-word, then maybe they need to call him an R. I'm just kidding.
I've seen a couple people tweet that.
Some people were saying that, and a lot of black people were saying that. They're like, what? We're going to even out the playing field.
Right. And that's what I was saying, how we need to get down and dirty with everybody nowadays, because that's where they want to take
Everything we do is under a fucking microscope. Like Michelle Obama received scrutiny for having her shoulders show, and now Melania is our first lady, and she got old pussy pics out.
And then Obama had the tan suit that one Easter.
Yeah,
I think that was Easter. He had the tan suit and everybody was up in arms.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
So they were wrong. But back to the gay community. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Balloon Pop dating show. I think it's quite entertaining.
I actually watched a couple episodes when I went out of town recently. And I was thoroughly entertained. It was like everything that I don't want to be, but also like I understood it all. It was just
it's a very straightforward yet awkward dating experiment.
And we're talking about the gay version of it, not the...
I'm talking about the whole thing in general. Oh. Because I mean, what I'm saying now still applies to the gay and the straight. But as of the past couple months, the gay version has emerged, and that has brought about a whole new level of mess.
That's what I was watching.
And I'm here for it. But one of the questions that the contestant asked, how could I even say it? Like whoever's holding the balloons, are they a contestant?
Yeah, they're like one of the datees.
Okay, so one of the contestants was asking the person that was in the position to choose what their
they're both in the position to choose. Yeah,
but the main dater or whatever, he was asked what his sexual preference was. And then he said he didn't want to answer that because he felt that like it was too soon to be asked that. So it begs the question, when is it too soon to ask someone that you're interested in what their sexual preference is in terms of top, bottom, for our heterosexual listeners. For the gays, this is something that we have to think about when we're seeking partners.
5 minutes into meeting you.
We trying to match a plug with a socket, right? And you don't want to be what's called bumping purses, which is putting two sockets together.
Or you could bump purses.
You could.
Have you ever bumped a purse?
I'm not a purse.
But you have a purse.
We all do.
Right. Have you ever bumped it?
No. So, when is it too soon to ask somebody that you're into, are you top, bottom, verse, or anything in between?
I want to know out the gate, for real.
Because some people, it's an instant deal breaker. They're like, if I'm a top and you're a top, it's a chop.
It is. But also, I wouldn't have answered that question on that show. In that moment, you can ask me after.
Off the platform.
Off the platform, I'm not revealing too much of myself like that.
I'm publicly. An American.
I'm an American, right? I'm not going to reveal myself too publicly like that. But also, if I'm meeting somebody, if I'm engaging with them, I'm going to get to the bottom.
Yeah. You're going to get to the bottom.
I'm going to get to the bottom of that situation. I need to find out because I'm leaving here with something. This might be a little bit too much, but sex is important to me. It's
a grown ass woman.
Right. I enjoy sex. And I've said this before, maybe not publicly, but everybody who knows me. I really do enjoy sex. And
everybody that knows you enjoy sex.
Huh?
Everybody that knows you enjoy sex.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a very open person. And so I'm not going to waste my time trying to build a connection with someone, but I'm not going to be satisfied in all the areas that I need. And sex is one of those areas. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, for me, I can hang out with somebody a few times before I ask.
No. If I'm hanging out with you, that means I want to invest something. I'm just not going to be hanging out. And this is where we differ with
we do.
Where we differ with the whole dating expectations. It's I'm going into something knowing that I want something out of it. I don't go into every situation like that, but when I meet someone and I want to get into that type of vibe, I'm going to invest in it. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to invest in something that's not going to work out.
I mean, if whatever we are doesn't match, ain't nothing wrong with being a little side. You don't do the side stuff? You don't have to talk about if you top, bottom, verse, but you don't do the side?
I've done it once. It was very pleasurable, but
yeah.
But I'm leaving here with something.
It wasn't enough.
Penetration is happening.
You need intercourse.
Right. I need.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Noted. Well, just something to think about. I don't instantly need to know that information. Sometimes I want to pick the brain of the person that I'm into. I could be really attracted to them, or I could really like their energy. And if I do, that bit of information is a little bit secondary to whatever chemistry that we have building between us. But
secondary?
Yeah.
Okay, so say you're trying to date somebody. When do you realistically bring this up? Or is that not even top of the... For me, I know who I be going after. I know what I'm getting myself into off top. And then
I'm a wild card. They don't have me figured out. So they don't know what they're going to get. I get approached by everybody.
I don't see, that's the thing. I don't get approached really. So I usually do the approaching. And I know what I want to go after. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I have this problem.
So it's already settled off top.
Right. If I get into something that's not what I thought it was, and it's a chop for me. I'm not going to be satisfied. You're not going to be satisfied. I don't want to go here and there to get my satisfaction.
No, see, that is one thing I will say. If whatever our answer is to that question is, I'm not going to have it turn into some shit down the line to where we're locked in and then we got to outsource for pleasure.
Right.
That,
I mean, if you want to outsource, you can, but
for me, that doesn't seem like much. For me, that doesn't seem like much of an option. But before we wrap up, I want to rewind a little bit. You said you were watching the balloon pop while you were out of town.
Yeah,
where were you?
Forget about that. I'm not gonna say where I was. First of all, but yes, I went out of town. I flew across the country like a dumbass bitch.
Were they at top or bottom?
That's none of your business. But yeah, because I took a chance. Usually, I think
a shot at love, if you will.
I really did. I view things sometimes as risk, and like even in therapy, my therapist was like, because I told him that I was going to do this, and he was like, look at it as you taking a chance. And I really did take a chance. I was dating somebody. I previously brought this up on one of our episodes. I was dating somebody, and then it didn't work out last year. They ended up moving. Am I giving away too much information or no? This is generic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they ended up moving, and we had connected.
As long as there's no names or you don't say the city. Whatever.
Right.
Bitch, this is your experience.
Actually, I have a song that I'm writing that literally the name of the song is The City.
Very Taylor Swift of you.
What does she do?
She always writing songs about her exes and her mins and whatnot.
I don't know. Not Taylor Swift. That's just...
I'm just kidding. Anyways, just keep going.
Now I forgot where I was. But anyway, I went across the country to really take a chance on love. Like, I went into it so optimistically, like thinking that things would like really turn around because we were dating that one time, and then he didn't want to be with me anymore. And like, to be honest, it really was a catalyst for me to get back into therapy, because I don't want my romantic relationships to always have conflict. And if they do have conflict, I want to be able to figure it out. And I really went into the situation thinking that we were going to like figure things out. Him just like inviting me out and like him like explaining, okay, yeah, I was in a different space at the time. Even when we stopped talking, like I was going through stuff too. And here I am saying, like, yes, I've been like working on myself. Like I've been trying to figure it out. I'm in a different space completely. And something happened to where everything just like imploded. But I also feel like he was looking for his out. And I feel like he decided early on when I was visiting that he didn't want to continue to date. So, does this count as a situationship for me, or is it like?
No.
Okay. All right. Because I was like, dang.
Because y'all didn't even reach the gray area. The gray area is a situationship. Y'all were still kind of like dating. Y'all didn't cross into feeling like you're locked in, but not being locked in. That's kind of a situationship. And
I wanted to fucking lock in. Like, I felt like I was presenting myself to like show up in a way that I wasn't before. Like, I literally cleaned this nigga kitchen when he was at work.
Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning.
Like, I bought him like birthday gifts. And then
you really put a lot of thought into.
I really did. I was like really trying to make this happen.
What did he get you?
Huh? No. And then
that's fucked up.
Right. Something like, I don't want to put it all out there, but he said something to me that just like really threw me through a loop, because I thought I was showing up. I thought I was being affectionate. Everybody knows I'm not really that affectionate if I don't know you like that, if I don't fuck with you like that. I'm very brash, and I'm very just like straightforward with everything. And like, I was trying to bring out my softer side with him. And so he said something that made me feel like he didn't see that I was showing up for him in that way. And it just made me realize he wasn't giving me what I needed either. Like, I wasn't giving him what he needed, and he wasn't giving me what I needed, and I didn't want that for myself, and he didn't want that for himself either. So we both just like both mutually agreed that like it's not gonna work. How did we come to that decision with me having a whole day left?
Bruh.
Like a whole day.
But here's the thing, if you a real ass bitch in his situation, then you would still like not be weird after that. Like, okay, whatever, we're gonna call off whatever we were, but like we could still be friends. Let's have a good day. Let's finish on a good note.
No, but
I felt like there wasn't much of that.
Let him tell it. and he still wants to be friends. Like, we can still be cool. But the way that I was treated, it just like, honestly, it hurt my feelings. But then also it just made me feel like he really just was not interested. And in turn, I wasn't interested either, because I don't want to be treated like that either. And however, he felt like I was treating him like, because he was telling me I was too much with the PDA this time. And remember, he came over.
Comfortable.
Right. Remember, he came over for our Friendsgiving, and Christian was there.
Yeah.
And
our little brother.
Right. And he wanted to like be affectionate in that moment and stuff, like while we were chilling. And I was like, I didn't bring this up to him before Christian came, but like we went into my room and we were talking about it, and I was like, I'm just not comfortable doing PDA stuff in front of my brother, and we're not officially together. Like, I don't bring people around that I'm dating around my family. And this was the first person that I like brought people into our...
Quick pause, which is an interesting thing, because for you and I, we can bring people around each other.
Right.
But like everyone else, it's just like, it's in like, hell no. But it's also by default because my gay brother is in the room.
Right.
Like, my straight brother ain't nowhere to be found when I'm doing X, Y, Z. So,
yeah.
But yeah, keep going.
But he got butthurt that I didn't want to be affectionate towards him. And like show PDA in that moment. I'm like, no, like, we're not officially together, and my younger brother is here. Like, if we're not even like dating like that, I don't want my be doing that around my brother, and we're not together and something happens, and then it's like, I don't move like that. But he was telling me that like maybe I was too affectionate this time around. I'm like, something ain't add up. The math is not mathing. But anyway, I say all that to say, I'm single. I'm single. I'm not really trying to mingle.
Single again.
Right.
Out
I'm really
on
not
the
trying
prowl.
to mingle.
You're not trying to mingle?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Maybe later this year.
I feel like there aren't any options out here for me anymore. And I've said this before. Like, I'm super open to online dating. Like,
well, here's the thing.
I have no problem catching a flight, clearly. Like, I maybe I like romanticize things too much, but I am learning that I really do need to slow the fuck down. Like, I can't give everybody everything all at once.
As an Aries should. Slow down. You know, I don't know. Back to the stars, but my Venus is Taurus, and
my Venus is Aries.
And
that's love, right?
Yeah. And mine is about like skepticism and leading with being a little bit like timid and moving really slowly and intentionally. And I feel like I do that, although I might have whatever going on, but whenever I start to like peel back layers, it's still a very like slow burn for me, because I'm not about to dive deeper until I feel safe, and I like am fine with holding back until I get that.
For me, I feel like I do hold on to that a lot, but when I feel like I have a connection with somebody, I'm immediately diving in because I do feel safe. And then when it comes out that this person isn't who I think
is that
they
safety
are,
self-granted, or do they make you feel safe?
It's both.
Okay.
My therapist be like, it's a contradiction. I'm like, yes, I'm full of contradictions. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, yes, like I felt safe. They were making me feel safe. So I'm going to do what feels safe. Mm-hmm. But I will never fuck with a Taurus. I will never fuck with a Gemini. I will never fuck with an Aquarius. I will never fuck with a Libra. And I've learned my lessons.
No.
I've learned my lessons. I'm sorry.
I'm down with a Taurus.
No,
but those are compatible with me. Like, you really have to go back to like what is fundamentally supposed to work for you, and a Taurus is supposed to work for me. Like,
right.
It's crazy that for fire signs, air is supposed to work for y'all, but for me, the thought of being with an air sign stresses me out. Like, them fools are just in the fucking air. Touch grass.
We could be friends.
Yeah,
but I can't do it. Lesson learned.
But I mean, we have spring upon the horizons.
It's already hot outside. It's been in the 90s out here. Everybody else having monsoons and winter storms. Did you see that they were like making whole sculptures in the sun?
Was it Lil' Kim that said make it monsoon?
When was that?
I forgot.
Was that LA? When it was raining out here?
Something like that. But yeah, they having 3 feet of snow across the country. I mean, where you were was in the negatives, or it was like 10 degrees or some shit.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, but it was like 10, 15 degrees.
You're giving away too much.
Oh. It was cold. It was cold,
but it wasn't that cold.
No, it was cold.
It was. It wasn't that cold. I had to walk around the city by myself.
Well, next time we get back to you, it'll for sure be warm, and let's
and my
blossom into the flowers that we're gonna be for this next season.
Yes, my birthday is right around the corner. Literally
do you have any ideas for what you want to do? It's on Easter, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Last year we got lit boots.
Right, that brunch was fun.
That was fun in general.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got to think about it. I don't know if I want to just like spend time with myself, because like I am going through a lot of like transitioning stuff right now. Like I don't know yet. I'll figure it out though. I don't know.
All right. Well, we're going to figure it out. And thank you for listening to
Same Mom, Different Dads. Thanks for listening this far. Why are you cutting me off? I got to make sure you
we're about
subscribe.
to. Damn. Go.
Right.
Go.
Make sure you hit subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Same Mom Different Dads podcast. You can keep up with us. Please continue to keep up with us on social media at Same Mom Diff Dads on all the platforms. Thank you for tapping back in, showing interest that you guys still are looking out for us.
Because the street's been asking us, I would say all the way back to probably about since December.
Somebody told me we didn't get a Christmas episode. Yeah. We didn't get a Valentine's Day episode. We didn't get a Halloween episode. So we really do appreciate that. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you want to keep up with me at This Is Julian B.
For me at _C the third on Instagram and on TikTok. I don't want to give out my Twitter no more, but C _
You don't
the
even
third.
use your Twitter.
Sometimes. Cause
you posting thotty shit.
See, whenever you post, you didn't even have to say that.
Whenever you post, I just scroll.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see that. Anyway.
You shouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We will catch you next time, sooner than later.